Let's take a full early look at Modern Warfare 3's full launch, the preload for the entire game, and the full release times here. A bunch of huge stuff to go through in today's video. But first up here, we did have a PC trailer that came out a couple weeks ago, which I actually missed. I think it's pretty cool. I'll have it up in the background of this video. And today we got a bunch of important MW3 PC information as well, like how good of a PC do you need to play this game, and what upgrades they're doing this year. So we're going to go through that throughout the video as well. Timestamps are down below if you want to skip around to a certain part. First up here, look at NVIDIA's DLSS feature off 69 FPS compared to it being on a DLSS 3 128 frames per second. Pretty solid stuff there. DLSS 3 is a breakthrough in AI-powered graphics that boosts performance while maintaining great image quality and responsiveness. Building upon DLSS Super Resolution, DLSS 3 adds frame generation for GeForce RTX 40 series GPUs to create additional high-quality frames and integrates NVIDIA Reflex low latency technology for optimal responsiveness. When you play with other GeForce RTX GPUs, you could activate DLSS Super Resolution to accelerate your frame rates and enhance your Modern Warfare 3 experience. There are a couple of additional graphical presets for PC players to look for and check out as you adjust visual quality that's right for you. Now for some more info here on NVIDIA Reflex. NVIDIA Reflex revolutionizes low latency gaming, giving MW3 PC gamers the ultimate experience with incredible responsiveness, pinpoint accuracy, and timing are key to overcoming MW3's most intense gunfights, and missions. NVIDIA Reflex reduces system latency, making gameplay smooth and more responsive, delivering reaction time needed to compete at the highest level. So that's all good and stuff, and we'll go through some more MW3 PC info later on in this video, but now for some pretty important stuff here. PC preloading, campaign early access first off, and then the official launch preload and times as well. So players who pre-purchase Modern Warfare 3 digitally on PC can preload the game ready at launch. Preloading will also be available for campaign early access. So again, as we've talked about, you can preload the campaign early access at these times up on screen. If you pre-ordered MW3 digitally on any platform, any edition, the standard Vault edition, it could be on PC, Xbox, or PlayStation, you'll be able to preload MW3's campaign early access again at these times up on screen. And of course, the full campaign early access will be playable starting this Thursday, November 2nd at these times up on screen again. And you'll be able to play this campaign until the launch of this game, and obviously after the launch as well, when the rest of the game will be released on November 10th here. Now, we just got information on the official preload for the entire game and the official launch times as well. So preloading for the game's official launch, including multiplayer and zombies, begins on November 8th at 9 a.m. Pacific, with the full title going live on November 10th at 9 p.m. Pacific. For launch times in your vicinity, consult the PC launch map. So first up, here is the MW3 launch preload here. So on Wednesday, November 8th, at these times up on screen, you'll be able to preload MW3, Modern Warfare 3 here, which is very, very exciting overall. This should be the preload times for PC, but also for digital pre-orders on PlayStation and Xbox. Of course, if you've got a physical copy of MW3, you have to wait until you get the disc, right? But for digital pre-orders and PC pre-orders as well, you'll be able to preload the entirety of MW3 a couple of days before at these times up on screen, which is pretty solid overall. Now for the full MW3 launch here, here's the image they gave us. A bunch of time zones up on screen. You could pause, zoom in if you want. I, of course, have my own little image as well. So on Thursday, November 9th, we have 9 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Mountain, 11 p.m. Central, 12 a.m. Eastern, and then the rest of the times, of course, as well, that goes into Friday, November 10th. These are the times in which the full game will go live. But of course, as we've seen in previous years, if you have a console version of this game, it's actually not a global launch. It's going to be releasing in different regions pretty much at different times here. So that's the method in which to play MW3 early. In Australia, the MW3 is actually going to come out at around 9 a.m., 10 a.m. Pacific on Thursday, November 9th. Same thing with New Zealand as well. It's going to release around that time, early Thursday morning, a whole day before this game comes out. So that's why if you live in the United States, you live in the United Kingdom, if you have an Xbox, if you change your region to New Zealand or to Australia, you'll be able to play MW3 right at those times a day early, which is very, very crazy there. So I'll go through, as we get closer to the launch of this game, I'll go through how to play this game early, all that good stuff. But so far, at least for the preload here, that's the same times for everyone. And the PC launch, those are the times as well. And of course, if you pre-order a physical copy, you're pretty much following the PC launch as well, because you have to wait until GameStop gives you the game. They're not going to give you the game before midnight Eastern, so it depends on your local retailer. Maybe they're giving out MW3 a bit early. You know, there's all different situations there with that, but for the most part, the PC times will also be the launch times for the physical copies as well that you get in any retailer. But again, as I said, there's ways to play it early if you have a PlayStation New Zealand account as well. All that crazy stuff there. So we'll go through more of that later on. Now for some pretty important MW3 PC specs as well. What type of system do you need to play this game here? So there's a huge map that if you want to pause the video, you can look at here, but they break it down a little more in this blog post. So minimum here, you need Windows 10 64-bit, which I think for the most part people have, right? Intel Core i5 6600 or AMD Ryzen 5 1400. That seems pretty standard, right? RAM 8 gigs. I mean, again, that's the absolute minimum in my opinion. High-res assets cache, 32 gigs here. At least a GTX 960 or 1650 or AMD 470. Like, these are pretty low-level specs here. You're not going to have the best quality whatsoever. This seems to be the absolute minimum to play Call of Duty, in my opinion. Video memory, 2 gigs. Storage, 150 gigs, of course. I mean, you guys know MW3 and COD HQ and Warzone will be a ton of gigabytes. So 150 gigs is the absolute minimum for new updates. It'll probably end up being more than that, of course, as the game goes on, as we get new seasons, all of that good stuff. Now, of course, for the recommended specs here, we have Windows 10 64-bit or Windows 11. We have Intel Core i7, AMD Ryzen 5 1600, 16 gigs of RAM, a lot more acceptable there. We have high-res assets, 32 gigs here. Video card, a 1090 Ti 3060 or AMD Radeon 6600. Video memory, 8 gigs. Storage, 150 as well. I still think you need a lot more than that, but overall, that's the recommended. For competitive Ultra 4K specs here, same operating system, of course, Intel i7 or Ryzen 7 2700, 16 gigs of RAM as well, which is interesting, 64 gigs of high-res assets. For the cards here, a 3080 NVIDIA RTX 4070 or AMD Radeon 6800 of 10 gigabytes of video memory. Storage, same as well. For more stuff here, required for all specs here, network, broadband, internet connection, which I'm pretty sure everyone has there, but unfortunately people don't have the best internet in certain areas where you live. Sound card, DirectX compatible, recommended drivers, NVIDIA, AMD, all that stuff you could update when the game comes out. Solid stuff there. Here's another look, actually, at MW3's campaign. The reason why I'm adding this image here is because it reminds me of COD Ghost for whatever reason, guys. It reminds me of the Stonehaven map. I don't know what's going on here. This is definitely from the campaign, of course, probably from the PC trailer, right? But I don't know, I'm just getting heavy COD Ghost vibes from this here, so I just wanted to add this here in the video. I thought it was pretty cool overall. And again, they go through, get game ready with the latest drivers. You know, you'll just go to whatever website, the GeForce.com website, when the game comes out to install the latest drivers, and you should be fine. When the game goes live, I'll go through some more stuff, you know, on the channel on how to make sure your game is running properly on PC, you know, when that game comes out in a couple of weeks here. And finally, we have a new Vault Edition image as well for MW3. So, of course, you're getting the Nemesis Operator Pack, 2 weapon vaults, the Black Cell Season 1, which includes the Battle Pass as well. We have the Soul Harvester added here, which is a weapon usable in MW2 and MW3 as well, and Warzone, Soap Operator Pack, Zombie Ghost Skin. Cool stuff there. So that's it here for this video. Be sure to subscribe for more COD update videos like this. I'll be going through all the info you guys need to know about MW3, free rewards, early downloads. When the game comes out, we're going to be doing a bunch of content, so stay tuned for all that. Shout out to the YouTube channel members as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. Peace out, guys.